Mike Epps does a stand-up bit where he essentially says that Shannon Sharpe tried to reach out to him to come on his show, but he turned him down because he didn't want him staring at his private region. Just cracking jokes, right? And I think, to be fair, I think he used that as, he said Shannon called him, I think it was part of the joke to make it funnier, because you've heard a lot of comedians say that, like, I remember the time so-and-so, or they called me about, like I heard Dick Gregory make certain jokes, but it's not true. You're just saying it as a joke. Like, so I get that. But nevertheless, Shannon Sharpe caught a whiff of those comments, and it totally ignited a fuse in him, causing him to absolutely go off on his show Nightcap with Chad Johnson, and he took it to the point where he was even threatening to physically assault Mike Epps when he saw him. Shannon puts out those comments. Yesterday we put out a show and we expressed our views. I'm going to reiterate our views at the end of this particular show. So what happens? Mike Epps then obviously hears what Shannon Sharpe has to say, and he decides to go on social media to respond to Shannon Sharpe by basically saying, if you want to take it to the physical level, no problem. No problema. If you want to take it to the physical level, we can go there, but it may not turn out the way that you want it to go. So for those of you who didn't hear what Mike Epps had to say about Shannon Sharpe, take a listen to what he had to say in response to Shannon Sharpe here.
Wait a minute. Now, I know Shay, I don't know what grown got a name named Shay, but I know this grown man is not mad at me. So many people talk crazy about you. They was on Saturday Night Live talking about you, imitating you, but now you want to fight me? Now, I'm not going to lie. I did DM you to get on the show. But I DM'd you to get on the show because you brought my name up when you was sitting there with Cat. And you was trying to get him to talk crazy about me, but he didn't. Okay? Now, second of all, talking about pulling up on me. You're going to be an all-star. I'm going to be at the all-star in my hometown. And I'm going to see you. All right? I'm going to see you, brother. And I'm just letting you know, I don't be doing no fighting lately. I don't do no fighting. So, there's only one other option. If you don't fight, you do blank. And Ocho, you shut up and go get some eyebrows. You looking like a whole milk dud sitting there agitating. We watched the white boy kick your ass on TV. So you shut up. And Shay, you did look like Madea sitting there. You was looking zesty. I'm not saying you gay, but you was looking zesty. You look like Big Frida sitting there. You need to take them tight shirts off with the muscles. And that's it. Go check out my special February the 20th on Netflix. February 20th on Netflix is called I'm Ready to Sell Out. Because being a real dude ain't making no money right now.
So you heard Mike Epps' comments. What are my thoughts about this? Well, yesterday when we produced the show, I spoke about the fact that how we as black men need to find a way to be able to deal with issues before it gets to a physical level and all of that. We have to find better conflict resolutions to deal with tricky situations before it escalates to this point. Shannon Sharpe got pissed off at Mike Epps. I understand why he got pissed off. I totally get it. But to then threaten to physically harm the guy, you're in your 50s. Number one. Number two, and this is what's being lost in all of this. Shannon has to understand the position that he is in. He's one of the biggest voices in sports media in the world, right? Which means that there's a lot that comes with that. There's a lot of people, corporate interests that are tied to Shannon Sharpe. And you don't want to blow that because you lose your temper in the moment. It happened at the Grizzlies game. It cost him his job at FS1. This is something that Shannon Sharpe admitted on his show. The altercation he had with those Grizzlies players, FS1 said we cannot abide by this. And it cost him his job. Now, he was able to get lucky, not lucky, he worked hard, he's talented and all of that, but he was fortunate enough to find himself in a situation where now he's bigger than ever before. But there's something we need to understand. Shannon Sharpe is now connected to who? ESPN. ESPN. And ESPN, you guys know, they don't tolerate any of this stuff. And now Shannon Sharpe is in a situation where he's saying, I'll physically harm you and all of this. And now Mike Epps is saying, well, if you want to take it to that, we can take it to the, to the extreme level. You got to be aware of the fact that, bro, as fast as you got it, you could lose it. Over something that if you do lose it, you sit back and say, was it really worth it? A quick snap moment decision has changed people's lives for the worst. There are a lot of people sitting in prison that they just lost it. They snapped for a few seconds and they made a decision that ruined the rest of their life. I can assure you there are hundreds of thousands of people like this all over the world. And as black guys, we need to figure out a way to deal with issues better. I'm going to say what's been on my mind and I got to understand it. It is bothering me and I got to talk about it. Why is it that we cannot have success without problems? Why is there always issues with black people? I'm not just talking about them. I'm talking about black people. There must always be issues. You have other groups that get in money, no problem. When it comes to us, we must always find a way to F it up. We must always start fighting ourselves. Do you know how many people in the media space and other groups are making bastard money every single day? And everybody gets along. If somebody doesn't like this person, highest they'll say, I'm not going to talk to them. And they go about their way. That is it. Full stop. When it comes to us, man, there's always got to be some bull and some drama. Always. No matter what, this is all over the world. I've lived in the States. I've lived in Africa. It is something I am. Wherever it is, we group ourselves, there's always problems. We just can't all get along, make our money, and everybody be happy. There must always be problems. Always. And it's so sad. And I'm a part of it. I'm not sitting here condemning or casting. I'm a part of it. I've also sat back and asked myself the question, but why? Why? That even if you're doing this and doing it now, you find yourself fighting with this, but you find yourself like, why? We can't do better than this.